Hey guys, you are talking to Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I have either read in the blogs, watched on TV, or heard in these streets. Today it is about what I have watched on TV. Yes, we are doing a review. 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 4. This is going to be a relatively short video because it wasn't much going on this episode, to be honest with you. We're doing 5 out of the 6 couples. They left Danielle and Johan out of this episode. And so it's going to be moving along really quickly. You know, we may spend a little bit of time on one couple over the other. So let's get right to it. Okay, let's start with Debbie and Osama. I told you guys before, I believe that their storyline is fake. There is no way you're going to convince me that a 24-year-old man is interested in a nearly 70-year-old woman. And then you have Debbie, who meets up with her son. They go down to a lawyer to speak about post-nup and prenuptial agreements. And she says that Osama has never asked her for money. So now I'm really like, okay, this storyline is fake. Because a 24-year-old man who is trying to marry a nearly 70-year-old woman, and he in another country, and he never asked you for money, girl. Why are y'all on this show? You just can't convince me that this is real. I'm sorry. There's something very off about all of this. But we'll just see as we go along. You know, next week we are introduced to him. We end the episode with her going to the airport, being dropped off by her son to go to Morocco. We'll see. But yeah, there's nothing much to speak there. Let's go to the next couple. Isabel and Gabriel. I love them. I am loving the acceptance from her kids in regards to him. I love the love between them. I love that Gabriel has found love and has found happiness and has found a family that truly accepts him. That was one concern that his mother had was, will he find someone that will love him? Like, you know, a family that will love him. And he found that. Their only concern is him meeting her parents and getting approval from her parents. She says, hey, you know, my mom is really loving. My father, a little bit more stern. That's where my worry lies. But they are up for the task. They're going to go through it together. We find out also that her daughter, Sarah, she tells him that, hey, my daughter, Sarah, already knows that you're trans. And he's like, wait, when did she know? Since the first day. Like, we both looked through your Instagram page together. And he was very overwhelmed with happiness because Sarah's never mentioned it to him. Sarah seems to be very mature for her age. I love that she is just very open and just very loving as well. Clearly Isabel is raising her kids right and just filled with love. And I love that. So they pick him up from the airport. They are hugging, you know, everything is just great between them so far. I'm rooting for them. Let's see how the rest of the season goes for them. We move on. Okay. Nicole in my mood. Let's get them out the way. Nicole has one more time to complain before I lose my mind. She is clearly driving my mood even up to the walls with all of her complaints. Nicole arrives in Morocco. Nicole has arrived in the family home where she is sitting down with his brother and his wife. His wife is from China, who lives in Morocco. They have kids together. She has converted to Islam, and she has learned the language. She has really adjusted to Moroccan life. They speak. And they tell her that, yeah, you know, we don't really have much friends out here because, you know what, you got a big family. What do you need friends for when you got a big family like ours? She's like, well, you know, I kind of want some friends. And the sister-in-law is like, listen, girl, you and I can hang out. Yeah, we can hang out at the grocery store as we do shopping for our men for the food that we were prepared for them. We can do hanging out like as we are doing domestic activities. You know, like, and Nicole is like, this way of life, I don't know if I can get used to. She goes back to my mood, complains, hey, you forced me to do this, you forced me to do that. He's rolling his eyes like, girl, here we go again. Nicole, go home. Why are you wasting his time? You're wasting the producer's time. You're wasting our time. Why are you on this show? You have already realized that this is a life that you cannot get adjusted to. This is something you should have realized before you married him. And this is something that you knew before you called the producers and told them, hey, I think I'll be a great candidate for this show. How? Yeah, sign me up for The Other Way. How? Knowing good and well you have no intentions of remaining there. Okay? So I'm over her. We move on. Jen and Reese. That is another couple that should have gotten their conversation out of the way before she brought her tail to India. How are you engaged to someone for 2 years and his family knows nothing about you? Girl, Reach has no plans of marrying Jen whatsoever, but yet they signed up for this show. Once again, they're playing with producers' time and the viewers' time. She comes out there. He's already fixed with the bed, like with rose petals and things, thinking he's going to get him some. And Jen is like, pump your brakes. Yeah, we're not doing any of that because I haven't seen you in 2 years and I don't know what you've been doing in 2 years. Well, shouldn't you have gotten that straightened before you brought your tail out there to another country, girl? I really just can't with them. So she says to him, like, yeah, when do you plan on telling your family? And he's like, he doesn't know, but give him time. What time do you need, especially Jen, if you're talking about that you're trying to marry him within 4 months? Y'all not getting married within 4 months. You are wasting all of our times. And honestly, I'm really just over them. So we move on from them. Let's get to Kris and Jamie, guys. That is the meat and the potatoes of this episode. Kris has too many requests. Kris has too many requests that she has put on Jamie at the very last minute. And I'm over it. And Jamie is clearly over it as well. She's looking like, girl, what? Okay. You got narcolepsy. You got all of these things. And, girl, what? Kris goes and tells Jamie that, hey, I'm allergic to mint. Let's go and get us some toothpaste. They go to get toothpaste. Hey, while we're there, let me get this medication that my doctor said that I'm going to need once I get off the plane. There was a social media viewer online who says that they believe that Kris has an opiate addiction. This is all allegedly. This is all just a theory. I'm going to say that I can see that as well. But again, I'm not with her, so I'm not confirming it. As far as my opinion, I can see that being the case. Here's the thing. The drug that Kris needed, allegedly, it is a synthetic version of Vicodin, right? Okay. She needs that for her pain relief, for her pain, for her neck and her back problem. She said that she had car accidents, too, over 20 years ago, and she has been on pain reliever since because she refuses to have surgery, right? Because she's super scared of surgery. Completely understandable. They have to put rods and screws in her spine. Now, so because of that, she's on these Vicodin, which she's already confirmed to us that she will be waking her up like in the middle of the night with kicks and things. Here's the thing in regards to that. The viewer was like, okay, first of all, as we know with the opioid addiction, yeah, like the narcolepsy, the dozing off, we know that it's like when they are at their high or whatnot, right? Okay. I can believe all of this. Let me say to you guys, I had spinal surgery. Majority of my spine is fused, which is what Kris is afraid to have. I had that surgery over 15 years ago. I have just been maintaining and so forth. When I had that surgery, my doctor prescribed for me hydrocodone, which is a generic version of Vicodin, right? He only allowed me to get one refill. This was like immediately after I had the surgery. Because again, now I have rods and screws in my spine. He gave me one refill and said, I'm not giving you another one because then you form a drug addiction. Anything else? Maintenance off of Tylenol, right? But he told me, remain active, take some walks, do some stretches before you go to bed and when you wake up, just different things to keep your body and your muscles moving. Okay? This was 15 years ago. That stuck with me. I remember I had a car accident many years after that surgery. They prescribed for me hydrocodone, the generic version of Vicodin. I never took it. When I realized that that's what they prescribed for me, I never took it. Okay? And you are talking to a girl with rods and screws in her spine. I don't even take Tylenol for pain. Like, I don't really have pain like that, even with me being older. Because I do exactly what my doctors say. I walk, I stretch, and so forth. The fact that Jen has been on this, synthetic Vicodin, right, for 20 years, my dear, yeah. That's an addiction, right? Again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying that it's true or not. This is my opinion. This is from what I know regarding my own situation. And also, as someone that works in healthcare, I work in the surgery unit of things. We monitor the nervous system and a lot of those neck and spinal procedures. So I'm on both ends of things. So I know exactly the fear that she speaks of. I get that, especially if you're not in healthcare, because I remember I had fear before I had my own surgery. But the pain reliever, I don't know what doctor that will continuously give you Vicodin for your pain, like continuously. Like every time, hey, you need a new prescription. Here you go, here you go, here you go. The same doctor? No. I don't know of one. And if she does know of one that is continuously prescribing her Vicodin for 20 years, that man or woman needs to be reported to the medical board. That's crazy. Now, this is all allegedly. Again, because we don't know if there was actually someone that did that to her, as far as the prescription. But in Colombia, we find out that the Vicodin, you don't need a prescription for. You can get it over the counter like Tylenol. And she's talking about, I'm avoiding this surgery. Understandable, but you cannot use Vicodin as a substitute, baby girl. Like what? What? Again, all allegedly. I'm going to throw out allegedly because I ain't trying to get in trouble for any of this. But, it's just very... Jamie needs to run. It's a lot to put on somebody. It's a lot. Yeah, the dozing off, narcolepsy, girl. There's moments where it looks like she's coming down from a high. Like, I just don't know when it comes to her. But there are too many red flags where Jamie needs to be like, this is not worth it. Jamie looks like her life, like she was not struggling in Colombia. So it doesn't look as if she is forced to be with someone as Kris. Girl, go and call that woman up from Texas. Okay? Jamie's a beautiful girl. Call that woman up from Texas. Call someone else up. But Kris has too many red flags. And I'm over it. It's one thing after the next, after the next, after the next. Girl, what? And Jamie looked like she's having reconsideration. Like, is this what I'm about to deal with? Do I want to deal with this? Girl, run. So yeah, so that's my review. Let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear everyone's opinion. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.